technology is going so fast. I won't go into AI, but you know, it's becoming remarkable. And for me and for everyone, if you're in that world, you know, you've got record labels, you've got management, you've got artists on your back, and you need to do it quickly. You need to produce it, and it needs to sound as good as it can sound. You know, after day one, you know, you've got to go right, and because I don't, you know, next day I'm in with someone else. I mean, I'm pretty much writing a song a day. It's 5 songs, you know, a week with a different artist. You know, so you have to sort of focus on that. I guess because of my art side of stuff, it was always like I always thought of music a bit like a sketch. So it's like I've been through many situations, I'm sure people have been here, where you feel like you almost have to fill all the gaps up, you know, you've got to fill up all the space. And sometimes say, oh yeah, we're great with the orchestra and we get horns. I work with Paloma Faith and she's very much like that. It's like, let's get everything. I'm just like, okay, can we just slow down a little bit here? It's, you know, do we really need to have all these strings and all these horns and all the, you know, layers and layers? And sometimes there's so much going on for the listener that, you know, I think it's more about, for me, it's about, you know, if you get a guitar, make the guitar sound great. Whatever you use, make it sound good, rather than trying to go, okay, well, let's just add something else and keep adding, because sometimes you just go around in a circle. And I think all the best songs are actually pretty simple. I mean, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, there's not a lot to it, but there's, you know, it's just vocals, it's great sounding drums, it's, you know, the Police, you know, you know, those, it's quite, there's not a lot there.
Not to jump too far ahead, but Thinking Out Loud is pretty simple.
Really simple. I mean, that came together literally so fast. Ed called me and said, I've got this song. It was right near the end of Multiply of the second album. And he wrote it with this girl called Amy Wadge, and he was like, I've got this song, I want to come in and want to record this pretty quick. He sent me a little sort of voice note thing, and it was really straightforward. Literally got in, I think we did it in about 4 hours. Literally the recording.
But why didn't you put like strings and like a big crescendo and a whole bunch of stuff on it?
Well, I think it was because that's what it was. I think it was like we wanted to.
But how do you stop yourself?
Well, this is it. You have to sort of, you know, going back to the art thing, I didn't really say, but like it's like a sketch. It's like when you do a sketch, you know, sometimes that sketch could be sort of. I think there's something beautiful about something slightly imperfect. And what I've always loved about music and growing up with different music and different styles is that I quite like it when there are things that are slightly off here or there, or the vocals aren't quite in tune here, or the timing is slightly thrown, or the drummer slightly puts a little, because I think that's human, and I think as humans, as listeners, we all listen to music and we can relate to it, I think, a lot more when it's not so processed. I think when everything's super processed, I mean, it depends on what you're going for. If you're going for a dance track, I understand it's got to be super there and you want it to be bang, you know, jumping out at you. But for songwriters and for those sort of artists, I think you've got to give it that human approach sometimes. But what I try and do is try and blend the two. So